Yo, YouTube, what is up? Welcome back to the Radar for Wrestling Studios.
What up, Mox?
Guys, we're dropping an NXT video. We got 3 takeaways for you for NXT this past Wednesday. An interesting show. You got one more week until NXT War Games. Now we got a lot of interesting things to go over. We got a new women's stable, which is super interesting. Pretty much the whole women's division surrounded by this entire segment that happened on NXT.
Yes, they are.
We have the Undisputed Era and Pat McAfee's group going for who gets the advantage at War Games in an amazing match that kind of overshadowed the stipulation itself. Then we have a triple threat match set up for War Games for the North American title. Should be pretty interesting. Also, Kevin Owens is your guest commentator on NXT last night. So a lot of interesting things to get into. But before we get into the video, I want you guys to drop a like on this video. Smash that like button. Hit the subscribe button if you're watching the channel. You subscribe to the channel. Notification bells because when new videos drop like this one and our AEW Dynamite video coming out after this one. Make sure you follow social media, Instagram, Twitter, Twitch, TikTok, all the same handles. Description section below, you got links. Amazon link, shop through there, kicks back towards the channel. Fight TV, order pay-per-views through there, kicks back towards the channel. You got Honor Club, sign up to the Honor Club there for Ring of Honor, kicks back towards the channel. Highspots.com, any wrestling merchandise you guys want, shop through there, kicks back towards the channel. So without further ado, guys, jump right into our 3 takeaways from NXT. And NXT started off with Ember Moon going against Candice LeRae along with Indy Hartwell. The match was solid. It was. LeRae gets the win, and then she gets attacked by, you have Dakota Kai and you have Raquel Gonzalez attacking her. And then it seems like when Toni Storm comes out, Toni Storm is going to help her out. But swerve, Toni Storm does not help her out, and they beat her down. This would also bleed. This would also bleed into later on the night when Rhea Ripley makes her announcement, and her announcement is that she's staying in NXT. A lot of speculation after last week's women's title match after she hugged Io Shirai that she was gonna leave. Main roster call up, but she's saying adamant that that's not gonna happen. And then you have Toni Storm and crew, the new crew: Toni Storm, Candice LeRae, Dakota Kai, and Raquel Gonzalez carrying Io Shirai out, lifeless body, throwing it down and attacking Rhea Ripley in the ring. So guys, this is takeaway number 1. So something you don't normally see is a female faction, and now Toni Storm turning heel after just recently come back to NXT and getting involved with Ember Moon and Candice LeRae this whole time. So she turns on Ember Moon, joins this faction, and they're going against the likes of Rhea Ripley, Ember Moon, Shotzi Blackheart, and most likely Io Shirai. But yeah, this is a big thing. Also, Rhea Ripley staying in NXT is a massive thing. So there's a lot of stuff going on there.
Yeah, this is a good way to get all the girls involved, and everybody just has something to do. And all these girls are really talented. They're all really good. They're all in major. They've been in major feuds going back since the summer. So it's good to see all these girls in there. See what we can get. They can have a bust ass match as well. So I'm excited for it. Yeah,
I don't think it's the best idea to have multiple War Games matches. I think you should just keep the one.
I like it.
But I guess because like one has to top the other one, then one ends up being worse than the other one. I think it's oversaturation of it. But
maybe
official from
who
WWE.
Are the teams? You figure it's Io, Rhea, then you got Shotzi
and Ember going against those 4. Yeah,
So it's talented women. They all bring different things to the table, so it should be a fun match.
Yeah, but if they do too, both matches are going to be really good. But we'll see what happens with that later on in the show. We see Kyle O'Reilly in there with the Undisputed Era talking about they're going to have a matchup to see who gets the advantage at War Games. Who will always have a man up until the end of the match. It's a huge advantage, and it says said that Kyle O'Reilly will take on Pete Dunne in the main event in a ladder match. Interesting choice right there. That's pretty interesting that they would do that. Like for a stipulation to see who gets the advantage, we'll do a ladder match. We'll talk about that later though. Next thing on the show, we have Timothy Thatcher going against Kushida. Tremendous technical matchup here between these two guys. Ciampa on the outside of the ring watching because Ciampa is starting a feud with Thatcher. Kushida continues his winning streak, wins and beats Thatcher. Tremendous victory for Kushida, but you run the risk with Thatcher losing a lot, being like kind of an illegitimate guy, especially against the likes of Ciampa, because he most likely will lose that feud. So
yes, he will. Yes.
We'll see what happens with that. Next thing on the show is the KO show. Remember, Kevin Owens is the commentator. He's taking the place of Wade Barrett for last night's NXT. He's out there. He has the KO show. His guest is North American champion Leon Ruff. He has a conversation with Leon Ruff. Leon Ruff just comes off as super nervous and timid and not confident and everything like that. Kevin Owens tell him to play up the confidence because the guys in the back are going to see that, capitalize on that. And then we get a little funny thing where Kevin Owens says you're not supposed to say anybody's name because on the KO show, if you say anybody's name, they're eventually going to come out and a brawl is going to ensue. So Johnny Gargano comes out rocking the hell out of some white pants, coming out. He confronts Leon Ruff. Then Damian Priest comes out, confronts the three of them. William Regal comes out. Guys, let's take away number 2 because at War Games you have a triple threat match for the North American title, and it's all 3 of these men going against each other for the North American Championship. This is most likely where Leon Ruff loses the belt, and it's either going to be Gargano or Priest as again NXT North American Champion.
Yeah, I mean, no one expects Ruff, but you never know. Crazy things have happened. He could end up winning that match. Really don't expect it. But he was a fun little, wrench thrown into the plans of the Gargano Priest feud. So it definitely adds a fun little play in there. And this should be an interesting match. Ruff did a great job of just playing happy to be there and just excited to be there. And I don't really know what I'm doing, but yeah, I'm the champ. So he played that very well. So going into the match, I could see him throwing some a funny, just funny spots in the match.
Yeah.
But the main thing is here it's Gargano versus Priest, and this he's just kind of throwing in for comedic reasons. So it's definitely a fun little toy to play with. But this match should be really good. I mean, I'm excited for it. War Games is shaping up to be maybe the best pay-per-view of the year. There's a lot of exciting matches going on there. So let's just get there. When I'm excited for a pay-per-view, I just want to get there. Yeah,
it's gonna be good stuff. It's got a lot of good matches here going on, and then I want to see what happens with this storyline because it is pretty interesting with the big time swerve that Leon Ruff beat Gargano, and he feels like it's obvious that he's not going to keep it, but they could swerve us again, and he holds on to it because Priest and Gargano just screw themselves over, and he holds on to it. Yeah.
And shout out for William Regal with the playa at the end of his announcement.
That is true. A play on Teddy Long. So that was funny. That was funny on his part to do that, to set that up. But guys, that is takeaway number 2, the triple threat match happening at War Games. Stacked card so far on War Games, and we have another one to talk about going into War Games. It was Cameron Grimes going against Jake Atlas. Pretty much a throwaway match. Grimes gets the win here, but he gets attacked by Dexter Lumis at the end of the match, and Dexter Lumis comes out with a strap attached to his arm and tosses the other side to Cameron Grimes. So William Regal told the Grimes backstage that he would face Lumis in a strap match at NXT War Games. So another stipulation match, but one that could be pretty interesting in how they end up playing it. So they had a strap match a couple takeovers ago.
Yeah, they did.
Yeah, so we'll see what happens with this one. Should be pretty interesting. But 2 strap matches so far are going to be in NXT. After that, what happened? The Rhea Ripley moment that we talked about earlier. That would happen. We spoke without takeaway number 1. Then you would have Everrise be in the ring for a matchup. The match doesn't happen because they get attacked by the Grizzly Young Veterans back in NXT.
Seen them forever. For first, I was like, "Who are? Oh yeah, it's Grizzly Young Vets."
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, we totally forgot what they, where they were and everything like that. They were gone, but now they're back in NXT. We'll see who they end up facing next. We'll probably going directly after those NXT Tag Team Championships. Heading in after War Games. Next thing on the show, and it is takeaway number 3, and it is the ladder match. And this was a tremendous ladder match between Pete Dunne, Kyle O'Reilly. But it's just weird. It felt odd because they were going for a briefcase. Who gets the advantage at War Games? It's like such a ladder match, for real, a ladder match, and then that's what it's for. It doesn't seem as important, but the match was just so bust ass, and it's takeaway number 3 because Pete Dunne, with the help of a masked assailant, helps
Probably
Pete
Pat
Dunne.
McAfee.
And no, if you look at the guy, he looked a lot slimmer than McAfee. I thought the same thing, but if you look at the guy, he had a gold mask on, but he looked a lot slimmer than McAfee. Right, so I don't know who it could be. Maybe somebody different. Yeah, we'll see what happens. But so he pushes Kyle O'Reilly off, falls out the ring. Here comes Pete Dunne, climbs up, gets the briefcase. Pat McAfee's crew will have the advantage going into War Games, meaning that they will always be up a man until the end when War Games actually begins after all competitors are in the ring. But yeah, it's such a bust-ass match for this reason. It just seems odd. The match itself, the stipulation was bigger than the actual reward of winning the match. It was weird. It was a weird segment, yeah.
This match, all you needed was these 2 guys in there. I was excited because both these guys have such a hard-hitting style, and everything looks hard and everything looks mean, and both guys are just super. Everything looks real, and everything's just everything looks like it kills someone. So, but then you add the ladder match in there, and it's just okay, so now they're gonna use these ladders, and they went toe to toe with the ladders, and they used the ladders, and they beat the crap out of each other. There's a couple of spots there, one where he suplexed him out into the ladder outside. It was ridiculous. But this is done because they are losing the ratings war versus AEW, so they need something to hype it up and something that make you switch the channel or make you watch them more. So this is Wild ladder match. It was an extreme stipulation for just to get the advantage of getting it.
Yeah, it was
nuts. I mean, but you know what? It was still good. It was exciting. It was fun. It was a great match, and it was something that no one really expected going in, that you were going to get this crazy match out of nowhere. So I did enjoy that, and you have to go crazy. You have to elevate your product over the other product, because they're losing by like 200,000 people every week. So you want to try to get get closer, get back on there. So this is what they're doing, but it gets you more excited for the match coming up. We're going to see who this Max assailant was that helped out McAfee's crew to get the advantage. I mean, I'm excited to see what that goes, but this match is going to be great. I mean, there's a lot of great guys in there, and this guy's ripped, man. He's super ripped. This quarantine really helped him out because he's jacked right now.
Yeah, Pete Dunne's looking good now. Yeah, because it's like if you were to set up like something at like a Hell in the Cell match, but have a cage match the week before to set up one of those stipulations for the Hell in the Cell match.
It's a lot. It's not expected, but you have to go above and beyond when you're in the middle of a ratings war.
Yeah, exactly. They're going like over the top, just try to get these wins every week on the ratings, because obviously it does end up mattering, guys. But that's takeaway number 3. That was the main event. We have right now 2 masked assailants. We have the guy with the gold mask that helped out Pete Dunne, who doesn't look body wise to be Pat McAfee, and it's not Rich Holland because he's not big enough, and really Rich Holland still hurt a serious injury. And we also had Johnny Gargano at the end of the not at the end of the show, but during the show, helping Drive Away, helping out Indy Hartwell and Candice LeRae. First time I've ever seen a couple wear matching white pants before, him and LeRae. In the back seat of the car was the guy in the Scream outfit. So they remember there was 2 of them. There was the Indy Hartwell one, and there was a guy that helped Gargano win against Priest at Halloween Havoc to win the North American Championship. So we don't know who that guy is either. So it's 2 masked assailants. We'll get more info maybe at War Games, find out who all these people are.
Yeah.
But guys, that's that video. That's our NXT 3 takeaways for you guys. Appreciate you guys for tuning in. Make sure to like, subscribe, notification bell, all that good stuff. Follow the social medias and everything. The description section has all those links. Helps out the channel. Appreciate you guys for watching. If it doesn't work, bro, not do the job.
Happy Thanksgiving, Marks.